Alright everyone, welcome back. This will be a Winter StarCraft audio cast of the SK Planet Pro League. I will be audio casting over the VODs. I started the timer of the cast at the exact second the VOD starts. So if you go to the YouTube, if you start the YouTube and the cast at the same time, you should be within a second of each other, and that's kind of the idea here, to sync them up. But of course, throughout the cast, I'll be saying, oh, what time am I at? Like, am I at 1 minute, 2 minutes, exactly what's happening? Trying to kind of keep up with the Korean play-by-play. Of course, I can't speak nearly that fast, but I'm going to do my best. But let's just try and take a situation report right now. This is a singular cast. I haven't casted the rest of this set. If there's enough demand, I will. But this is just something I'm testing out. I want to see how it works out. So go ahead and give me your feedback. Actually, I don't know where I'm going to post this, but wherever I post it, give me some feedback. Maybe you want some more of these. Maybe you don't. Maybe you think my voice is annoying. Any tips on how to improve my casting, anything like that, as this game gets started. But let's take stock of the situation. The game is going to be a TVT on Belshir Vestige. It's 3-1 KT-Rolster. The players right now, in the bottom right-hand corner, in the red trunks, it's going to be Flash. In the top left, it's going to be Innovation, 2 Terran Titans right now in the StarCraft 2 scene. We're seeing both of them in head-to-head in GSL. Innovation got the better of Flash, 2-1. In Code S, I believe it was round of 16, group of death there. That was a ridiculous group. But this is a best of 1. Flash needs to win 1 game. KT's up 3-1 in a best of 7 all-kill format. And if Flash wins 1 singular game, it's over. GG. Set's over. But if Innovation can beat Flash and take down 2 of, well, obviously less scary KT-Rolster players, then he's going to be able to take the set. Well, that's a start. Beating Flash is a start, but it's a very strong start at that. So we'll see if Innovation's able to take it down here. Hopefully you haven't already watched these games already, because if you have, you already know what happens. I'm going to leave it wide open until the end. I believe, actually I may or may not have watched this. I don't think I've watched this game before, so everything here will be new to me. And I don't really like casting after... I don't really like casting things I've already seen, obviously, because you just can't get as excited as seeing them for the first time, all irony intended. But it looks like both players have gotten their barracks, they've gotten their refineries, each pumping out a Marine first. Will they be going for factory as they get up to 100 gas? Orbitals lined up almost identically with each other. 2 Marines coming out, so it looks like no Reaper openers from either player. As they get up to 100 gas, we'll see if either of them puts down a factory, if not both. But this Marine opener, we don't see any Reapers. This isn't the greatest map for Reapers. On Belshir Vestige, there's not too much area on the top of the ramp that Reapers can really jump up, so they can't really get too much done if you place your Marines very well, and also there are only a couple places to jump up at the natural, or they can possibly get up into the main. So that's kind of what we see both players abusing here by getting those Marines out. So, looks like the coach is looking very intense at this point. Flash, I believe, has taken down a couple players before this and is looking to close it out. Both players now. Looks like Flash is actually going to get a command center in his main, while Innovation making a little bit more of a ballsy move, putting it on the low ground now that he's seen the Marines of his opponent. I don't believe Flash SCV scouted. So Innovation, when he sees with his SCV scout that his opponent's going for Marines and not Reapers, he can take that expansion on the low ground because he knows exactly how much aggression his opponent can put on, and it's not enough to threaten his command center, even if he does put on the low ground. But reactors and factories, a reactor on the barracks and a factory coming up at identical timings for each player. The only difference right now is the expansion on the low ground. Looks like Flash is going to be making 2 Marines right off the bat from that reactor, and so is Innovation. Will they switch the factories out, or will they be going straight for a starport, or possibly an armory afterwards for Hellbat drops? Is something we see very strong in TVT at the moment. But it looks like Flash is going to be switching his factory right on over, bringing the barracks up. Will he make a tech lab on that? He could possibly go into Banshees after this. Cloak Banshee is something we see a little bit more popular nowadays. Innovation is getting a second gas. We see finally a deviation here as both players go for Reactor Hellions. Flash does not have a second gas, while Innovation is getting... He has the expansion on the low gun, so have that little bit of extra saturation, a little bit of extra spread on SCVs to make them more cost efficient. But right now, it looks like both players are around 36 supply. I know the VOD isn't the highest quality, but believe me, Flash just hit 41 supply, and Innovation a little bit closer behind him. But oh, Flash continuing to make Hellions. He's going to lay down a scan. See, Innovation is finishing up the starport. Will we see the Widow Mines pop out, though? Innovation is making Widow Mines, while Flash is making Hellions. An interesting deviation here. Widow Mines, of course, not really as effective against SCVs as Hellions will be. I believe Innovation just saw the Hellions of Flash pop out of the factory, so he might actually know exactly what Flash is doing right now and be able to take advantage of it. He sees that more Hellions coming out, that will prompt him to make a bunker. Does he actually want to go for a Widow Mine drop? We see a medevac coming out for each player. We can actually see a little bit of a base trade with drops right now. if both players choose to go for the medevacs on opposite ends at the same time, they could both sustain losses simultaneously. Will the Widow Mines or will the Hellions be able to incur more losses? Because I assume these factory units are going to be used for a drop. No, Flash going to be going for a Marine drop right now. Both players pumping out a Viking, almost identical builds. A couple Widow Mines and a Marine drop coming out for Innovation at the same time. There are Hellions on the map controlling the Watchtower. Flash knows this drop will not be scouted, but the Innovation knows the same. Both players medevacs coming around the map at opposite sides of the map at the exact same time, both passing the halfway point and boosting straight towards the main. It looks like Flash will get there slightly earlier, but his drop is not quite as threatening as the Widow Mines, but there's a Viking in position. He's going to see the drop. The Viking's starting to take some shots, but Innovation moving his Hellions into position. It looks like the medevats are coming on both sides, but the boost will get past the Viking very, very quickly. The Marines are unloading. The Widow Mines are burrowing in Flash's mineral line. Well, the drop in the back will be taken. Well, the medevac will be taken down, but there's nothing to contest Flash's Marines. It looks like drops on both sides. The medevac will finally just barely fall to Marines, but a Widow Mine will come off and take out one of the SCVs right now. There's still a Widow Mine in Flash's main. The one at the natural will be scanned, but Flash coming in with his Hellions will be able to take down some more SCVs. The friendly fire contributing to the damage. We see Innovation dropping below 20 SCVs while Flash is still at about 35. Looks like Flash coming up to a very early lead here in the SCV count. His drop was much more effective with the combination of those Hellions running in through the natural. We see about 36 SCVs for Flash to 15. He's going to rocket out to about a 53 to 38 supply right now. A Widow Mine will fall, but it looks like Flash... Oh, he's going to bring a Marine up. Is he going to scan? No, he's using the friendly fire of the tank to take... What? Flash. That is so much... What? Did he just... How many shots did that take? It took him 3 shots to take down the Widow Mine with the friendly fire... Okay, I need to test this. Okay, but it looks like Innovation knows that he has the higher army supply because Flash sacrificed more units. The Viking will land. Flash will scan. He's gonna pull SCVs, knowing he has the SCV lead, knowing those tanks can't get up. Innovation is pushing in with the tanks right now, but Flash will be able to siege up with just as many siege tanks. We're looking at one. Innovation has a second one popping up, but it's not across the map quite yet. Army supply is in Flash's favor, as is worker supply at the moment. Flash has killed 21 workers, while it seems Innovation has only killed 3. The Viking will allow Innovation to have that little bit extra control, but Flash will scan almost instantly to make sure that Viking's vision range is negated, at least temporarily. Innovation going to back off for a little bit, knowing he can't break this position, as Flash now has more siege tanks, out of 3 siege tanks to 2. But when they're sieged up defensively, Flash's siege tanks are going to be much more cost efficient. Now Flash passing that 50 SCV mark, while Innovation is still sitting at 27, but I think Innovation has actually... Well, he's starting to compensate. He's getting his third base a little bit quicker. He's getting it at the natural, while Flash and choosing to start a couple more barracks in the main, knowing he's at an economic lead, wants to press that army advantage that he has as well. And it looks like Innovation following up with barracks of his own, but a little bit later, of course, because he did get that command center. Both players have a Viking out on the map, while Innovation has about 3. He really wants to maintain that air control. Flash, knowing he has map control, knowing he has the economic lead, knowing he has a general lead in the game, he's going to take his third base at the third. Despite the fact his command center is slower, he might be mining from his third base quicker just because of that differentiation. But Innovation with the Viking lead going to be able to pick off one of Flash's Vikings outside the natural. And now a medevac going to be taken down as well if it doesn't boost away. But here come the Marines in to drive the Vikings back. The medevac will survive for now, but Innovation's Vikings coming. Maybe he can pick off a couple SCVs if he lands them. That's a little bit of a risky move. I don't think he will. He's just using this to scout. He sees Flash, Eddie on a tech lab. He has 2 tech lab barracks right now. Interesting choice when he knows his opponent is going... Well, I don't know if Flash realizes that Innovation is going for Marine tank at the moment. Because getting 2 tech labs on his barracks is a little bit of a questionable decision when he could go for reactors if he already has stim. But starting stim and combat shield simultaneously, and 1-1, so Flash getting all his basic mid-game upgrades at once right now. He might be able to hit a timing here with 1-1 because Innovation does not have a single engineering bay on the field. Well, he has 2 engineering bays in the production tab, but Flash is already about 30 to 40 seconds into his 1-1 upgrades. He's going to have such a huge upgrade advantage for over a minute of the game. Innovation sending in a drop right now, but Flash already has units back in his main defense. He's going to pick off a couple SCVs with this and should be able to boost away because Flash has not completed stim quite yet. Neither player has completed stim. Stim and combat shields on the way for both. And now boosting down to the natural is Innovation. Looks like Flash's army is coming all the way back. Innovation has landed his third. Innovation going to be able to pick off a couple more SCVs, though. If he loses the medevac, this is not going to be worth it, but he will be able to boost away just before the Marines get there. The unstim Marines, that is. But Flash is now mining from his third base. He's at 120 to 100 supply. And don't see him. There's really no way for Innovation to get damage done right now. He's just gonna have to be. So he's behind on workers, he's behind on upgrades, he's behind on medevacs, he's behind on tanks, he's behind on, well, nope, he's behind on Marines too. So, pretty much Innovation is doing the exact same thing as Flash, except with less units, with less upgrades, and with less economy. And there's, barring a huge mistake from Flash, and Flash not someone really known for making mistakes, I don't really see any way for Innovation to break his way back into this game. He's just now starting 1-1 as the Armory of Flash is halfway finished, and 1-1 has already completed. A drop coming in at the third base. We'll be able to take out any SCVs. 1 or 2 will go down, but it looks like it will be cleaned up almost instantly. No boost on that medevac quite yet, but it doesn't really matter. Flash's stim is just now finishing. Innovation trying to abuse the fact Flash's army seems to be out of position, but it looks like Flash has all the defenses. Oh, wait, no, he has nothing at the natural, but he did have a Marine outside in order to scout for this. Oh, a drop coming in. Innovation making great use of these drops to try to keep himself in the game right now, but it looks like it's not quite going to get anything done. A few more Marines getting picked off. The medevac barely making out of there despite the turret. But what can Innovation do? He can't find any angles to break in. Flash always has Marines out to check if there's an army moving in. He's starting his 2-2. Innovation only has 1-1 halfway done. Flash is passing 150 supply, while Innovation's well below 140. Flash just has a larger army, he has more tanks, he has more medevacs, and Innovation jockeying for position right now, but he has less pieces to work with on the map. And unless he can catch Flash in a really terrible engagement, I don't see Flash ever. Oh, Flash loading up so many medevacs right now. There are only a couple Vikings for Innovation. He might be able to stim through here. It looks like the medevac was taken down by a turret. A few Marines stimming into the third base. Flash trying to break his way into the main. He can siege up with the siege tanks. He scans. He sees the Vikings, but the Vikings will see the medevacs, but Innovation's army is completely out of position right now. And oh, one medevac will get taken down. A second one soon to follow, but tanks are unloading along with Marines. He can siege up in the main. All the medevacs have been taken down. This doesn't look to be very efficient for Flash. He's actually losing a lot of supply here, and this was not a great trade for Flash. He was trying to catch the army too far out of position, but Flash looking a little bit stressed out as his drop got completely crushed. Every medevac went down. And oh, Flash. Oh, the Marines are Simeon. He knows where the army is. He scanned, did Innovation, so he's going to try to chase it down. He knows he has an army lead, at least temporarily, and he's going to be able to take down a couple siege tanks. No, not quite. Seen that his opponent has an upgrade advantage. 1-1 just now finished for Innovation. He has even upgrades, and the supply has gotten a little bit closer to even. I believe it's 160 to 140 right now, with Flash still in the lead. And is most of that lead in workers? No, Flash is at 64 workers to 61 of Innovation. Neither player has a fourth base. The economies are almost identical, but Flash maintains the upgrade lead, Flash maintains the Marine lead, and Flash, I believe he actually lost a lot of medevacs in that fight, so he may not have the medevac lead still. So it kind of comes down to a position game a little bit here. It's 8 siege tanks to 6. Flash is in the lead there as well. And oh, 73 Marines to 35. There's no way Innovation can force his way into an engagement. He has to wait for those siege tanks. He has to force Flash to attack in, because there's no way with such a low Marine count he can ever hope to engage the siege tanks on even footing, because the Marines just won't be able to cut through the Marines of Flash no matter what. So 7 medevacs to 5 right now. Both players pumping him out of a single reactor starport, not daring to spend any more gas on making more starports, on anything besides upgrades, really. 2-2 has completed for Flash. It's still pretty far off for Innovation, but Flash, knowing he has a pretty large army and a pretty large Marine count right now, he's splitting a force along the right side. He killed a Marine. Innovation knows this is happening. He has a sensor tower to defend against Doom drops right now, and oh, Flash is CG up, committing to the left-hand side, taking a couple volleys. Is Innovation from the tanks on the high ground. Flash is forcing the engage. He's going to pick off a couple tanks and stim right on back out before the tanks can siege up. And oh, looks like Flash's army on the right-hand side. Are there any siege tanks in position? He needs to defend his third right now. And oh, Innovation's army is getting sandwiched, but Flash, oh, going to lose a couple siege tanks as he tries to engage. 3 siege tanks indeed, but Flash's army is moving up into the natural at the same time. Can he engage on both fronts? Flash not going to engage on the left, but it looks like he's going to be successful on the right, breaking through the Marines into the siege tanks, taking 3 down, and now the third is completely undefended. Every single one of these SCVs should fall if these Marines go uncontested. He's targeting down the orbital. It's at half health. Turret is going to be able to take down the medevac. Is he going to be able to repair the orbital in time? No, it falls, and the 4th base is not completed. He can't actually keep fighting from that base. Flash trying to find a position. He scans the army and decides, no, I can't quite engage. He has to move his army out of position here, but he can't risk being caught on siege. Flash is still ahead in the supply. It's at 193 to about 150. He's 25 army supply ahead, 129 to 104, and that's what it comes down to. Innovation right now has no leverage in this game. He has less medevacs, he has less pieces to work with, he has no way to gain position on top of Flash. Flash now going for 3-3. Innovation cannot afford it. He's desperately trying to get his third back up while Flash is already making his fourth. Innovation trying to cut through to the natural. Flash's army is a little bit behind on the left-hand side. Does he have any siege tanks to defend right now? But Flash coming in from two different angles. Innovation caught way too spread out. Medevacs falling from either side. Flash closing in from either side as well. It looks like the red wave of Flash's Marines will be washing over the blue of Innovations quite soon. It's 200 to 143 supply of Flash with his massive army of Marines will be cutting through. There are no Marines left to defend Innovations tanks despite the large number of them. And Flash decimating absolutely everything. The medevacs will fall as well as the tanks as well as STX Soul's chances in this team league. Innovation looks like he will be taking out. Vengeance for the GSL. Flash will claim in this game as the third base of Innovation will now come under fire. There's only a single siege tank on the high ground to defend, and it's not really protecting this orbital at all. 4 bases now for Flash, and 172 supply to 107. The orbital, 20%, will be taken down, and right now, Innovation has nothing. He has 2 siege tanks. There are barely any Marines left on the field. Flash has 57 Marines, and that's it. GG. Flash will take the game. Innovation will fall, and KT-Rolster will take the match. Now, this is the first time I tried this, you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed the cast. I haven't slept for over a day, so I know it wasn't my best, but just trying to get this out there. Maybe it's something you'd be interested in listening to every once in a while. I don't know. Just looking for a little bit of feedback here on whether this is a decent idea or not. But thanks, everyone, for, well, I guess listening and also watching the Pro League cast as well. It was a good game. I was recommended it, well, pretty much everyone said this was a sick game, so I wasn't disappointed. But Flash just completely dominated there from the start, just controlling his drops better and such. So thanks for listening. Give me some feedback on wherever I end up hosting this, and I hope you listen more in the future.